Hello everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Brett Kemp, and tonight I will be sharing a poem with you titled Holy Trinity. I hope you enjoy it. I sit here before you to warn you of where I believe we are headed. Doing my best to jumpstart a conversation if you would be so kind to let me. Dear Chris, Courtney, Kim, Chloe, Kendall, and Kylie, obviously all of you are so unbelievably wealthy, far beyond most people's wildest and fantastical dreams. When we see you on these screens, you are smiling and looking beautiful while showing us your exquisite homes, beautiful clothes, and your enormous collections of luxury and designer clutches and bags. While unfortunately, many others sit there in rags, wishing they just had clean water, food, and clothing, being haunted in their dreams by those insanely high price tags. Please hear me out, for my mission is not to attack any of your characters or slay the family's name. I just wish and hope that these words I say might seep into even one of you a bit to possibly make a change. I'm sure you are all very aware of the heavy responsibility you carry to your brands and to your fans, but what about the rest of the world that barely even has the chance at any quality of life? What would any of you say to them if you were sitting next to them right now, looking into their forgotten, sad, and malnourished eyes? You see, I deeply believe that we are all a product of our environment, our experiences, and who we are inside. So none of you are to blame for losing touch with the reality of other people's lives because you have been trapped inside your tiny and dainty Hermes handbags for such a long time. Then your vision and sight became so narrow, dark, and limited, making it nearly impossible to see beyond the leather, gold, and diamond-studded walls from the inside. And obviously, all of you are very smart people, as the wealthy don't receive poor education. But I hope and imagine that some of you might sit up in your bed at night feeling this tinge and tickle called a revelation. We all know, but don't want to admit, that capitalism has gotten so dangerously and horrifically out of hand that soon enough we would destroy ourselves, each other, and this entire planet. And I know it sounds totally and completely insane, but what if giving some of these bags away would ignite a change and create a value inside of each of you far greater than the combined value of these printed price tags? All of you are worth so much more than a collection that defines and determines your worth and value by something outside of just being you. Kardashian, as I'm sure you all already know, gets its root from a word meaning the profession of stone carving. And I know it's hard to believe, but I think most of you are actually, in your own way, possibly, maybe even starving. Obviously not for money, power, fame. For most of you have had this your entire life. No, I think you are starving for a deeper purpose that all of us at some point in our lives have to define and decide to determine what gives our individual life meaning. And for those of you that have created your own family, I know deeply in my heart, your kids and those priceless relationships go so far beyond any other item or thing. But I'm sorry, the question still remains, what do you want your family's legacy to be and mean? I'm sure all of you own or support nonprofit companies, or have made many charitable donations. And I personally applaud Kim for using her notoriety and money to help free those 3 from the penitentiary. But like most of the 1%, all these donations just leads to massive tax breaks, to keep hoarding all your money, creating rashes on your body like poison ivy. And although I truly believe these gestures are sincere and genuine, to be honest, none of that changes how I feel. I want you all so badly to finally realize that you can be the first to set the bar so incredibly high and be the finest and most luxurious example we have ever seen. Because I believe some piece of your destiny lies in the meaning of your name, so why not listen to what it's saying and start carving out a legacy of showing the whole world of who we can and should be, and what we desperately need to value above all other things in this world? You see, all these insatiable brands and companies have bought you all for a very tidy sum and profited so much off your privacy, mistakes, shame, guilt, and some of you since you were just innocent little girls. Well, I believe it's time for you all to take back your lives and help save us from ourselves and from all these poisonous, infectious, hideous, and manipulating lies. The idea that everyone should strive to have enough money to buy these unbelievably overpriced designs to bring value into our lives by tricking the mind that it will fill a bottomless void that's inescapable in our lives. But we all have the power to change the course and direction of a rocket that is headed for its own destruction. So maybe you all could get together and start planning and carving out a way to show the world that it shouldn't strive to let these things consume our lives by taking and taking more and more, but instead doing our best every day to provide value and find a way to become a contribution. And I don't know any of your religious beliefs, and I don't care to because it's none of my business and it's not a part of this conversation or what I'm interested in. But did you know, and I probably sound silly because I'm sure you all do, but they say that owning these 3 very expensive and specific bags as being the Holy Trinity. Can you believe they compare commerce and these things to something as profound, holy, and beautiful as creation and our own very personal ideas and beliefs? I am on my hands and knees, not literally begging you to please be the one to bring us back to who we can and should be as a humanity. And again, please don't misunderstand me. If someone believes it's necessary to have a big house, fancy cars, beautiful decorations, and items to fill up their homes and unused rooms, that is their inherited human right to pick and choose the things they desire and dream of having in their lives. But I truly believe this is the disease of the so-called American dream that says life will be better with all these things when it's actually a cancer at humanity's roots. Well, I know I've taken up way too much of your time, but I just thought I would try my best to appeal to our better natures. Because deep inside the jungles of life, we are all designed to do anything to survive, which can cause us to go blind, fall off track, lose our way, and become a part of the barbaric, capitalistic herd. But if, like me, you believe that just one action can change the course of history, then hear me when I say I know your legacy could be as expansive and as beautiful as your Malibu ocean views if you just went through one of your rooms today and started selling or giving some of your items away, because then you could be responsible for a simple step in a much needed new direction from what we've allowed ourselves to become. I imagine you probably could care less what I think, and I don't blame you because I might be nobody in your eyes. Regardless of how you feel about me at this point in time, I have faith that you will in the very near future rebrand and redefine the Kardashian name to represent, mean, and be one of the most philanthropic, humanitarian, and generous families this world has ever seen. Because I truly believe you are all wonderful people inside and out. And a legacy like that would actually be the truth your heart has been trying to scream out, of an inherent worth that goes much deeper than your hands can go into your Chanel purse that remains locked and secured. And when you unlock these doors inside your heart, you will see what I see, which is that inside each and every single one of you out there is a person and a beautiful human being who is naturally giving, caring, compassionate, kind, and who contains a self-worth and value far beyond even your wildest and unimaginable dreams. Thank you so much, you guys, for listening to me. It means more to me than you will ever know. Please join me on this journey where I'm doing my best to create a virtual playground for artists, thinkers, philosophers, and dreamers with a foundation of equality, inclusion, compassion, and empathy. Because we all know that's going to be a part of the revolution that we all so desperately, desperately need. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Peace and love. Bye.